You're listening to the Culips English podcast. To download the study guide for this episode, which includes the transcript, detailed vocabulary explanations, real-world examples, and a quiz, visit our website, culips.com. Culips.com. Hey everybody, my name is Andrew.
And my name is Jeremy.
And you're listening to Culips. Hey Jeremy, how are you?
I'm very good. How are you?
I'm doing really well, and it's awesome to have you back on Culips. Welcome back.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, so you're going to be helping me co-host some episodes here in the future, today included. Just in case people don't remember, you were on Culips last year, but could you just refresh everybody, give your brief introduction?
Sure. My name is Jeremy. I am a language teacher. I teach English and Korean to people learning those languages. And I also do a YouTube channel and a podcast as well.
You're a podcast veteran.
I guess you could say that. Maybe not a veteran, but...
And where are you from?
I'm from California, and so I'm American. But I lived in South Korea for 4 years, and my wife is Korean, and now I live in Los Angeles, but I live like a Korean person. Most of the people I see are Korean here.
That's so interesting. Well, Anyway, Jeremy, it's great to have you back on Culips. And today we're going to do a catchword episode. Catchword is our series where we take a look at really interesting and useful English vocabulary and expressions and idioms, phrasal verbs even, and we teach them to all the listeners. We tell you how to use them and give you examples, all of this good stuff.
Sounds great.
Just before we get started, I want to remind everyone out there that we have a study guide for this episode, and that includes the transcript, some detailed vocabulary explanations, real-world examples, and also a comprehension quiz. And if you'd like to study with this, which I recommend, it's a great resource, just visit our website, Culips.com, to download it. Okay, Jeremy, so today our two expressions that we're going to look at are related to when you have a hard time making a decision.
Ah, yes.
Happens to me all the time. I don't know about you.
Me too. Every day.
Yeah. What shirt should I wear? Yeah, these kind of things. Good. So the first expression we'll look at is to be on the fence. To be on the fence.
Good expression.
Yeah, to be on the fence. I use this expression often, actually, my everyday life.
Yeah.
So, Jeremy, what does it mean if you're on the fence?
Well, if you imagine someone sitting on a fence, one side of their body is on one side of the fence, and the other side of their body is on the other side of the fence. So
Right.
It's sort of... it's used when you're not sure what to do. Both options sound good. Do I want a sandwich or soup? Both sound good. Which one? Something like that.
Right, you're indecisive. You're unsure about which option you should select.
Yes.
We also have a related expression, which is to be in limbo, right?
Yes.
You're sort of in this state of unsureness. And this is what it means when you're on the fence. And This is a very visual expression. You just have to really picture somebody sitting on a fence or standing
That would
on
be
a
so
fence.
uncomfortable.
It'd be very uncomfortable. But delicately balancing, right?
Yes.
Swaying side to side and leaning towards one option and then leaning towards the other option. So if you're on the fence, you are unsure, undecided.
That's interesting that you say that because usually the next sentence, someone will say, I'm leaning toward this. For example, I'm on the fence about A and B, but I'm leaning toward B.
Right. You feel stronger about that option.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all about balance.
Yeah. Except when you have to make the decision quickly.
Right, that is the difficult part. Well, Jeremy, I think we can listen to some examples with this expression, to be on the fence.
All right.
Are you going to Mark's birthday party this Saturday?
I don't know. I'm on the fence.
Yeah, me too. I'd like to go, but I was hoping to spend some time with my family this weekend.
Yeah. And he lives so far away.
I'm sure it'd be a fun party, though.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll see. I might end up going.
In this example, two friends talk about going to their buddy Mark's birthday party, but they're unsure if they'll go or not. They're on the fence. Let's listen to that part of the example where one of the friends uses on the fence to describe how he feels about going to the party.
I don't know. I'm on the fence. I don't know. I'm on the fence.
So, on one hand, the friends think it'll be fun to go to the party, but on the other hand, it's far away from where they live, and they might not actually want to drive all the way out to the party. They're on the fence. Okay, Jeremy, we have one more example with this expression. Let's listen to it now.
Hey, take a look at this ad.
Ooh, nice car. Are you thinking about buying it?
I don't know. Maybe. I'm on the fence. I do need to buy a new car, but this one is a little bit more than I wanted to pay.
Why don't you go and take it for a test drive? See how you feel.
That's not a bad idea. I'll give the seller a call and see if I can try it out. In this example, a guy says that he is on the fence about buying a new car. He wants a new car, but isn't sure if he can afford the car he is currently considering. Let's listen again to that part of the example. I'm on the fence. I do need to buy a new car, but this one is a little bit more than I wanted to pay. So when someone is on the fence, like the guy from the example is, it means that it is difficult for that person to make a decision.
Buying a car is a big decision.
Yeah, definitely.
It's understandable that you might be on the fence about that.
Yeah, that's a big fence.
Big fence. Indeed. Okay, Jeremy, I think we are ready to introduce today's second expression. And actually, maybe I'll let you introduce it. What is today's second expression?
Today's second expression is to be torn between two options. So to be torn between this and that, or something like that.
Exactly. To be torn between option A and option B. Something like this, yeah. So what does it mean? Well, when you're torn between two options, you have to make a decision, and there are two possibilities, right? Option A and option B, but you don't know which one to choose. There are advantages and disadvantages to option A, and also advantages and disadvantages to option B. So it's almost like half of your body wants to select option A and half of your body wants to select option B, and you're split down the middle.
Yes.
There's a tear in your body. You don't know which option to choose.
Yeah, it's like someone is pulling on one hand and another person is pulling on your other hand. That's how I imagined it when I was a child, I think, when I first heard this.
Yeah, it's actually a gruesome image to think about.
Yeah, I don't want to tear anybody. But still, it's quite commonly used.
It's a very commonly used expression, indeed. It goes back to being on the fence too, right? There's this balance. There's this half and half image that is at play here.
Yes.
For an example from my own personal life, right now, I've been considering going back to university. And I'm kind of torn between whether I should go back to university and do a PhD, which takes a lot of time and money and effort, or if I should just continue to work and build my career. This is something where I can see advantages and disadvantages to doing both things, but I'm torn between, and I've been considering it for a while.
So your career is pulling you in one direction, but your study is pulling you in another direction.
Exactly.
Two equal opposing desires.
Exactly. Two equal opposing desires. And yeah, I see the advantages and the disadvantages to both. So yeah, this is just a personalized example from my own life of how I use this expression.
Yeah.
Well, I think we are ready to get to some dialogue examples now. So let's take a listen to the first one.
All right. Which pair of shoes should I get? The Nikes or the Adidas?
I don't know. Which ones do you like more?
That's the thing. I don't know. I'm torn between both.
Well, go for the Adidas then. They're on sale.
Yeah, that's a good call.
In this example, two friends are shoe shopping. One of the friends is torn between two different pairs of shoes. He doesn't know if he should buy a pair of Nikes or a pair of Adidas. Let's hear this part of the example again.
That's the thing. I don't know. I'm torn between both. I'm torn between both.
Okay, so he's torn between both. This means that he likes both pairs of shoes and doesn't know which ones to buy. In the end, he takes his friend's advice and decides to buy the shoes that are on sale. Good choice, I think. Save some money, right?
If they're equally desirable, then why not?
Yeah, why not? All right, let's listen to the final example for today's episode. I read an interesting article online last night.
Oh, yeah? What was it about?
It was about some of the big decisions our generation has to face. It described how a lot of young people these days are torn between starting a family or building a career.
Sounds familiar. You should send me the link to that article. I'd love to give it a read.
Sure thing.
In this example, two friends discuss an article about a problem facing the current generation of young people. The problem is that this generation is torn between family and career. Starting a family or building a career both have advantages and disadvantages, and choosing only one or the other is a very difficult decision to make. When someone is indecisive and doesn't know which option to select among two options, you can say that person is torn between the two options.
Exactly. Hey, Jeremy, that about brings us to the end of today's episode.
Wow.
I think just before we finish, we should recap and summarize what we looked at.
Yeah, sounds good.
Could you tell us one more time, what are the two expressions we looked at today?
The first expression was to be on the fence, as in, I am on the fence about this.
Mm-hmm.
The second expression was to be torn between two things, as in, I am torn between the Nike shoes and the Adidas shoes.
And we use both of these expressions when we have to make a decision and we don't know which option to select. And everyone, I recommend that you use these expressions in your English next time you're speaking or writing. They're very natural, everyday expressions. They'll really help your English come alive and pop. That's it for us today. If you have any comments or questions or even some suggestions for future episodes, drop us a line. You can email us. Our email address is contact@culips.com, or you could send us a message via our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Culips podcast.
You can find more episodes of the show at culips.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
We will be back soon with another episode, so stay tuned.
Talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Do you like listening to Culips? If so, please show your support by leaving Culips a 5-star rating and a review on iTunes or Stitcher. This helps new listeners find the show. So don't delay. Rate and review today.